Welcome to another Online Personals Watch CEO interview. I'm joined by Capecelatro, who is the CEO and founder of At the Pool, one of my new favorite sites. So welcome, Alex.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And this is our first interview, so I'd love to capture your founding story.
Sure. Do you want me to just jump into how things got going?
Sure.
Excellent. So At the Pool's been around, the site's been live for about a year, just under a year. Company's been around for about 6 months longer than that. And our goal is basically to help people connect offline. So not too different from your typical dating site, except we're not focused on dating. And so the way that we got started, it was kind of a funny story. I had been moving around quite a bit in the States. I moved from California to New York. I was in Boston for a bit. And I just found it was incredibly difficult to connect with people around me just to do the things I want to do. So to go for a run, go skiing, find people that are doing startups. And I began working at the pool when I was living in a town called Beacon, New York. It's upstate New York. I was out there for 6 months in the winter, worst winter they had in years, and it was probably the most depressing time of my life. I was building a chemical manufacturing company out of an automotive garage, and it was extremely isolating. And again, I just found I was not that happy. And so I was just thinking, how do I meet people? And I thought, to try Meetup, but Meetup didn't really work up there and didn't quite make sense. And I tried Facebook a little bit, but Facebook really doesn't help you meet new people. And I tried dating sites a little bit, and one thing I learned was there are a lot of people using dating websites not for dating. They're just using it to get out and meet new people. And so the initial thought for At the Pool was, can we create a really easy and fun way to meet new people in your area based on your interests? And the reason we called it At the Pool was we have this whole notion of pools, these sort of digital communities, where you can meet people that share your interests. So we have a hiking pool to meet hikers, a surfing pool to meet surfers, and at this point we have over 250 pools. And so the idea was basically meet new people who share your interests by joining these pools. It's all location and proximity based, and the idea was simply I wanted to find an easy way to meet new people.
Great. I've got a whole ton of questions for you, but one question just is burning in the back of our mind. What were the chemicals in the garage?
Long story. I have a background as a chemist, as a scientist. I spent a number of years doing that, and with a couple friends out of MIT, we developed a new class of materials based on this material called aerogel, which is the world's lightest material.
Yes, I saw it at there was a space application throwing it into the tail of asteroids. Actually, I saw lasers, and we had to measure aerogel, and it was very difficult to measure. Amazing stuff.
Yeah, so our company was called Aerogel Technologies, and we were pretty much the only manufacturing plant in the U.S., pretty much the only manufacturing plant in the world that's making aerogel. And it was very interesting, very scary.
And it's an amazing material, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't weigh anything, and and it makes a funny noise. That's what caught me off guard. The noise, when the breaking noise of it is quite loud and... Yeah.
Well, it has 11 world records, the best thermal insulator, best acoustic insulator, and the thing is it's nicknamed frozen smoke because that's sort of what it looks like. It's a porous glass.
Yeah.
And so the properties are just really interesting.
Amazing. So I'm glad I asked. So tell me, what's your thoughts about iDating anyway? I mean, are you a fan of traditional iDating sites, or are they broken? What do you think?
I think iDating is at the sort of precipice of a new, I don't want to call it a revolution, maybe more of an evolution, but going mobile, as we saw with Grindr and with Tinder and with a lot of these apps, I feel like iDating is actually getting more and more popular, although there were a couple years that people, especially my generation, were not too hot on it. That being said, I just see more and more people are using them or talking about it, and just the cliche notion of meeting people online is just becoming more and more accepted. So my feeling is it's here to stay. It's just getting bigger. But it's also interesting in that, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, we're not really focused on iDating. And although people are using At the Pool to date, it's interesting in that if we were a dating site, I don't know if it would work as well.
Yeah.
I think it's working because it doesn't feel like a dating site.
Yeah, would you say social discovery? You're discovering new people to hang out with?
Well, so here's the thing. We have a new app that's coming out in about a month. And the website is 100% social discovery. But the app is very different. The app is looking more at your existing relationships, connecting to people nearby. And it's not so much about meeting new people. we found that meeting new people is interesting and exciting if you're in a new town, if you're looking for someone for a very specific hobby. But on a day-to-day basis, your existing relationships are overwhelming. You know, a lot of people that you're not following up with, you know, people that are probably right around the corner that you just haven't, you know, caught up with in quite a while. And so what we've learned throughout the pool is social discovery is interesting, but I don't feel like it's an entire product. It's really a feature within a greater product. And that's how we're evolving our company.
What do you think of Meetup?
I have a lot of mixed feelings about Meetup. I love the mission. I love Scott. He's an awesome guy. I actually met him through at the pool. It was kind of a funny story.
Great.
That being said, if you ask a lot of people how they feel about Meetup and their experience, you know, it's really good in the business community if you want to go to entrepreneurship events. And then it's doing a decent job in terms of the sort of mid-30s, mid-40s community, just, you know, different book clubs and outings and that kind of stuff. It really doesn't resonate with the young community. Part of it's the design, the user experience. It's been around for a long time. It's more than 10 years old.
Yeah.
My feeling is amazing concept. They've done a really good job executing to date, but I feel like they need to reinvent themselves or they're not going to stay relevant to the new crowd.
Gotcha. So how are you making money?
So at this point, just total transparency, we're focused on execution and growth.
Yep.
We're not focused on revenues right now. That being said, we have a couple different models that are in the works and that we're experimenting with. First one is launching sort of these white label pools. And so, again, a pool is just a community of people who have a reason to want to meet. So launching a pool around a company, a university, a conference, really any organization of people does a pretty amazing job. And the website has a matching algorithm that connects people within the community based on common interests, mutual friends, location, etc. So those pools that we can sort of white label and drop into conferences and other events, we're getting a lot of attention, a lot of attraction to. But the other one is, and we need to grow a little bit more before this becomes big, focused on really strong curated local deals. So for example, we know who in Santa Monica is into yoga, into cycling, into surfing, because that's how our interest graph is built. And so being able to push out, you know, hey, Mark, do you want to meet John to go surfing? We know you're both into surfing. Here's a place to go. Here's a place to rent your stuff. Those opportunities are now very relevant for you. So in a way, what we're doing is building a recommendation engine. And if we scale the right way, that's a huge business.
And how many members do you have now so far?
So a couple different reasons. We're not disclosing the number, but we have members in over 95 countries. So the growth just blown us away. It's been pretty phenomenal.
Are you looking for funding, and what's the nature of your funding so far?
So we raised funds about 7 or 8 months ago, and we're well funded for the next year. We're not looking for money right now. We're just focused on executing, launching this mobile product, and just having a good time.
Does Angel raise?
You know, we called it a seed round. It was half venture, half angel. So
Gotcha.
we've pretty sophisticated money in this company.
Great. And looking forward 1 year, what is At the Pool and Get the Pool going to look like, roughly?
So
aspirations?
I'm extremely excited about the mobile launch. Our goal ultimately, sort of not 1 year out, but maybe 5, 10 years out, is we believe the entire world needs to be connected. We believe that we're, you know, tying into Facebook and dating websites and LinkedIn, but that doesn't give us any awareness of our local communities. And so what we're doing with the app is really providing some contextual knowledge about who's around you, what's around you, how to connect with the community around you. And so the idea is, I don't think we should feel like isolated strangers in a city of millions of people. You go to Manhattan, the loneliest place on earth, and you feel alone. It's crazy. And so our goal within a year is to have the mobile product out and launch. We're immediately going to be in all the countries that we are with the website. And so I want to be able to travel anywhere to the world, connect with people around me, and just really be able to get off of social media, get offline, and find opportunities through the app.
Great. I'll drink to that. Alex Capecelatro, you're the CEO and founder of At the Pool. Thank you so much for your time.
Sure. Of course. You're welcome.